Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Trades Talk with me, your host, Pop. And in this stream, we put on our hard hat and our safety boots, and we look at the world from an industrial point of view. So I hope you're ready for that. We'll go over some news of the week. We'll look over some articles about the shortage in skilled trades. Then we'll get into some accident investigation. And then we have everyone's favorite time, and that's picture time. Check out some pictures and videos of some of the things I've been working on for the past couple of days or so. And as I get things fired up here, I just want to say hello to you, Vince. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. And let's get into this here. Boom, there we go. A little bit of news of the week here. I saw something because I missed last week due to internet issues where I did not have any access. So we can go back a little further now and see what has happened in that time. Any news on hydrogen batteries? You trying to summon Godzillionaire already? How you doing, Fabric? Nice to see you. What we have here is a wallboard plant opens in Alberta, $210 million one, and it adds capacity in Western Canada. I'm interested to see what they did here. CGC Incorporated has opened a $210 million wallboard manufacturing plant in Wheatland County, aimed at expanding supply in Western Canada. According to a press release, the 214-acre facility will produce sheetrock brand wallboard for residential, commercial, and infrastructure projects. CGC is the Canadian division of USG Corporation, said the plant is expected to improve supply reliability in the region. Construction began in 2024. The project is part of a broader $325 million investment that also includes the revitalization of CGC's Little Narrows gypsum quarry in Nova Scotia. CGC said the facility is designed to reduce carbon emissions by 20% and water use by 25%, while achieving zero manufacturing waste to landfill. The site also includes on-site solar generation. Oh, I believe that when I see it. Yeah, sure. Tell me how you're making your wallboard. Don't just tell me how much you're cutting your emissions by. Tell the truth, your socialist credit score was so low, so they cut your internet. Oh, no, yeah. No, it wasn't. It was okay. I just had to grease a few palms, that's all. Producing wallboard closer to Western Canadian markets is expected to reduce transportation distances and associated emissions, the company said. Oh, that's how they're doing it. Because we're making it here, it's closer, so we don't have to truck it as far, so that reduced that. Yeah. Sounds like smoke and mirrors to me. Company said the project has created nearly 100 full-time jobs and about 80 additional positions supported through related economic activity. Okay, a wallboard plant. I don't know where Wheatland County is, so I'm not quite sure where that's around. But it's another facility that is up and running and producing jobs for people, which is what we want. What's this? Siemens Canada completes expansion project in Drummondville, Quebec. Nah, I don't care about that. Solar panels in Nova Scotia are going to work as well as a condom in a prenatal. Yeah, that's right. You're closing the barn door and the horse is out already, so there's no point. Tarago Ericsson deploy a private 5G network at McMaster Manufacturing Lab. Why would it be a private 5G network, I wonder? He says foolishly as he clicks on this, just to see what kind of nonsense they're going to spew out of here now. Tarago and Ericsson have deployed a private 5G network at McMaster Manufacturing Research Institute aimed at supporting industrial applications such as automation, robotics, and real-time data processing. You know, I would think you would have real-time data processing already without 5G. It's not that big a deal. Stuff can be wired in and it can do stuff in real time. But whatever. The network uses recently released Canadian Spectrum and is designed to deliver low latency, high performance wireless connectivity across the facility, according to a press release from Terago. The system is configured as a dedicated managed network intended for use in industrial environments requiring consistent and secure connectivity. Terago and the installation provides a live manufacturing and research setting where companies can test and validate applications including AI-driven automation and smart manufacturing. They don't describe what smart manufacturing is, but if you add smart to something, everyone thinks that it's automatically better. Ericsson supplied the private 5G technology, while Terago provides managed connectivity and licensed spectrum. Jason Filovo, Vice President of Ericsson Canada, said the deployment brings wireless connectivity onto the factory floor for industrial use cases. The company said the project is part of ongoing efforts to expand adoption of private 5G infrastructure in Canada. MMRI will use the network to support research and development activities focused on manufacturing technologies. Terago provides managed network services, including private 5G and fixed wireless connectivity. Big deal. No big deal. Like this is a no-brainer. The only thing if a company brings 5G onto their site for wireless, it's just that the employees will have faster access to YouTube and stuff to watch things on. That's all that's going to happen. Hey, it's Alex Moore. How you doing, Alex? Good to see you. How's things in your neck of the woods? What do we got next here? Arcana signs manufacturing agreement with Feral X, plans Canadian drone production scale up. Okay. 5G is slower than your average router. Somebody's getting kickbacks. Well, that goes without saying. There's always somebody getting the old greased palm there, you know. What else we got here? Stats Canada reports manufacturing sales are up 4.2% in April. That's weird. They kept crying wolf and stuff about how terrible the tariffs are, but our manufacturing sales are up 4.2%. I mean, that's not a lot, but it's up there. ICO breaks ground on a $45 million insulation plant in Brantford, Ontario. Let's see what they're building in Brantford here. IKO, a roofing, waterproofing, and insulation manufacturer, has broken ground on a new extruded polystyrene insulation manufacturing facility in Brantford, Ontario, marking the company's first plant dedicated to that product line. The 67,000 square foot facility represents an investment of more than $45 million and is expected to employ about 40 people once operational. The company said in a June 12th press release. ICO said the plant will supply customers across Canada and northeastern United States. The company currently operates polyisocyanate insulation facilities in Ontario, Alberta, and Maryland. Company representatives, including CEO David Koczynski, attended the groundbreaking alongside Brantford Mayor Kevin Davis and MP Larry Brock. Yukuchel Koczynski, XPS General Manager and Product Innovation Manager at ECO North America, said the project supports the company's growth plans and expands its manufacturing capabilities. Construction is underway. ICO did not provide a timeline for completion. The Brantford project follows other recent investments by the company, including a fiberglass manufacturing facility and glass mat plant in Chester County, South Carolina, and new plant in Clay Hill, Florida, expected to open later this month. So these guys are going to need tradesmen, or at least people to work there. The federal AI strategy names energy manufacturing among priority sectors. I don't like that. That doesn't sound like a good idea. That means the government's getting involved in implementing AI. A little drink tonight. Got myself some tasty watermelon juice, if you can believe it. Ottawa's newly released national AI strategy, AI for All. Oh, I do not like the sound of this at all. This is a bad thing. This is bad. These guys are pushing AI way too hard. It puts energy and natural resources, transportation and manufacturing, and robotics among 5 priority sectors slated for concentrated investment. A signal worth watching for Canadian process and material handling operators. The plan leans on industrial precedent. It cites Quebec-based Maya HTT 200+ industrial and physical AI deployments, which raise production line throughput by an average of 17% while creating and maintaining over 1,000 jobs. The strategy frames such pro-worker AI augmenting operators and technicians rather than replacing them as its preferred model, and names predictive infrastructure maintenance as a target application. So predictive maintenance was already a thing. It's not like this is some brand new idea. Predictive maintenance has been around for a while. So, for workforce planning, the most concrete near-term item is skills funding. The Alberta Machine Intelligence Institute's AI Pathways program, backed by $9 million federally, is training roughly 5,000 energy sector workers, with sector workforce alliances to follow. Operators should also note the strategy's candor on power. Available electricity for large-scale build-out is constrained today, meaning energy-intensive plants may increasingly compete with data centers for clean power. Notably, the document acknowledges that 78% of non-adopting firms don't yet see AI's benefit. A translation problem the plan aims to solve through SME financing and sovereign compute access. Whatever that means. Word salad. Throw words together that are long and more than 3 syllables, and people will be like, oh, this sounds so smart. That's all that this is doing right here. I don't see a lot of companies like mine adopting AI for anything. There is no return on investment. You will output a lot of money for something and you'll get nothing in return. You'll get promised major gains, but you will never see them. So, it's troubling. It's troubling when the government is trying to push AI on the people. They are never there to help you. The government is never there to help. They are always there to take from you and keep you in line by oppressing you. So, there is no help from the government. You doubt they're actually doing AI? They're going to do LOT complete with smart homes? Oh, Internet of Things. Yeah, IoT complete with smart homes and call it AI. Yeah, there you go, Fabric. Probably what they're up to, eh? Yeah. And when the government's pushing AI, be very mindful. Be on guard, because they are not doing it for your benefit or well-being. Anyways, well, we're kind of caught up. I mean, I did miss a week, but yeah. At least from this Plant Magazine and their stories that they put in. But let's move along here. I saw this news article here on Pulp and Paper Canada. Now, because of all the stuff being done online now, pulp and paper has gone down because of newsprint not needing as much newsprint anymore. Good thing they still need paper towel and toilet paper and all that stuff, so they still have some stuff to make, but the days of making lots of newsprint, I think, are over. So let's see here. The forestry and wood products industries are facing stiff headwinds these days as a result of the Trump-era tariffs. Like many other sectors across Canada, finding a skilled labor is even more difficult. Sawmills, pulp and paper facilities, engineered wood manufacturers, and harvesting contractors rely heavily on industrial trades such as millwrights, electricians, welders, and heavy equipment technicians. Employers compete for talent with construction, mining, and manufacturing. Statistics show thousands of skilled trades workers are set to leave the workforce over the coming decade, which will only exacerbate the problem. Meanwhile, the pipeline of workers who complete their apprenticeship training and receive certification is shrinking dramatically. In Ontario, for example, the stats show fewer than half of apprentices in the industrial trades heavily used by pulp and paper operations, sawmills, and wood manufacturing facilities completed their programs. Only 20% achieved certification within the expected program duration. Yo, what's up, Gween? Over on the Twitch side. Guys, Gween, he does streaming as well. I caught him a few times as he's playing his games over on Twitch. He goes by Gweenimp. Should give him a follow. Actually, the toilet paper will be replaced soon by an Ainley vacuum. Yeah. I don't know if I like that fabric. That's probably not I'll stick with I'll use paper. That's okay. Oh, where were I? Oh, yeah. The apprenticeship completion gap is not simply an education problem. It is an economic problem. Funds are being pumped into programs, but they are producing too few certified journeymen. I don't know why. They can't hack it. They can't, put up with it. I mean, some of us put up with a lot to get through our apprenticeship and get journeyman status. So I'm speaking for myself when I went through quite a bit. A revealing statistic is Ontario's Certificate of Qualification. Examination pass rate in 23-24 fiscal year, only 44.5% of candidates passed. That means many apprentices who have already invested years completing workplace and classroom requirements still fail to obtain certification. They can try again. I'm pretty sure they'll give you a second chance at it. Also, I'd like to see the demographics of that. Are they young teenage snot-nosed punks who don't want to study? Because really, you just have to study your modules, and the test should have what's on your module in there. So, these guys are either not smart enough to pass their test, or they're just not interested in it. So, take your choice. The base model is free, but the subscription service you get you the squeegee. The result is a system that leaks talent at every stage. There are better models. Austria, Germany, and Switzerland operate the world's most respected apprenticeship systems. Their final examination pass rates typically range from 79 to 95%, while true dropout rates are estimated at between 5 and 17%. Switzerland's apprenticeship dropout rate, for instance, is roughly 5%. Then why don't we just copy their model? Like, send some people over there, ask them what they do, study what they've done, and do exactly what they do. Like, these guys are not, there's no geniuses or anybody in the right places to figure this stuff out. Oh, they got a rebuttal for that. We cannot simply copy these systems, as there are many factors at play. Their success rests on institutional foundations built over generations, including employer chambers, extensive labor market coordination, and a cultural respect for vocational education that does not currently exist in North America. But we can adapt practical elements that have proven successful overseas. The first priority is fixing the bottlenecks that discourage apprentices from completing their training. Exam access remains a serious problem. Ontario, for example, currently operates only a limited number of testing locations, creating scheduling delays that can stretch for months, particularly in the north. Apprentices who have completed all requirements should not be waiting indefinitely for an opportunity to write their certification exam. Once again, it's Ontario. In Alberta, if you're at your place where you're taking your apprenticeship, your school, that's where you write your exam. You write it right after you're done your studying. Like, once your 8 weeks are up, you write your exam. So Ontario's got a big problem then. Government needs to expand testing capacity, eliminate scheduling backlogs, and review examination quality. The pass rate below 50% raises legitimate questions about whether exam design, administration, and preparation supports are aligned with the skills apprentices are expected to demonstrate. You don't want to make it too easy for people to pass. They have to come out of there and not be a bunch of morons. You want a tradesman that knows what they're doing. So, yeah, I don't want them to make the things easier. The exams. Financial support is another urgent priority. In Austria, Germany, and Switzerland, apprentices receive consistent financial support throughout their training. Here, they frequently face weeks without income while attending mandatory in-school training blocks. For mature apprentices supporting families, mortgages, and household expenses, that loss of income can be devastating. Okay. When I went to school, I had to go on employment insurance, which was okay, but my employer would top up my wage so I wouldn't suffer any financial hardship. That's all it takes. Your employer helps pay for your schooling, keeps your wage up, and you don't suffer any financial hardship. So what's the problem? That again, that's in Alberta, but if they're not doing it in Ontario, Ontario's got a big problem then with companies that are too cheap. So we can split the atom, but are too stupid to figure out training regime created by some Teutonic twat. That's what it seems like, Fabric. I mean, it sounds like they're just coming up with a bunch of excuses as to why they have terrible exam pass rates there. Our federal government recently announced a $6 billion Team Canada Strong initiative recognizes this challenge by proposing a $400 weekly income top-up during mandatory training, and a $5,000 certification bonus. These are positive steps, but more must be done to help. Like I said, I went on employment insurance, and my employer topped me up at that time. So just do it that way. Don't ask the government for more money. Like this income top up that they're doing, you go on employment insurance anyway. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Expanding in-school training capacity is paramount. Delays in obtaining classroom placements can unnecessarily lengthen apprenticeship timelines and increase the likelihood apprentices abandon their programs before completion. One of the most transferable lessons from Europe is the importance of early career guidance. In Switzerland, vocational education is presented as a respected first choice pathway beginning in early adolescence. Students receive meaningful exposure to skilled trades careers long before graduation. And I mean, they should do that here too. By comparison, many apprentices enter Canada's system around age 30. Oh man, really? Guys, I entered my apprenticeship when I was 23? Yes. Yeah, 23. So I got out of high school. I went to my pre-apprenticeship for 18 months. And then I got a job. And then after that, I started an apprenticeship. So it took about a couple of years. But yeah. 30. Wow. Oh, often after pursuing other educational or career options first. Research consistently shows late, unplanned entry into apprenticeship correlates with higher dropout rates. We must integrate structured skilled trades exploration into secondary school curriculum. Beginning in grades 8 and 9, students need greater exposure to careers in forestry operations, millwrighting, industrial maintenance, heavy equipment operation, and carpentry. Employers also need better support. Managing apprentice paperwork, compliance requirements, and training obligations can overwhelm smaller firms. I mean, how many apprentices do you have? Like, if you've got one or two, I doubt all that paperwork is going to swamp you. It can't be that bad. The reforms will not transform an apprenticeship system overnight. European countries spent decades building their systems, but we do not need to replicate Europe. We just need to adapt some of their best ideas. Yeah, do it. Sounds like Ontario needs help. Alberta's got it. We've got it made here. Yeah, but that's it for that one. Let's move along here. This is the Kindersley Clarion. This title is "The AI is Dismantling the White-Collar Career Path." Skilled trades offer the security and growth that office jobs no longer provide. Artificial intelligence started off as a handy search engine that summarized information compiled from various websites. It advanced to such uses as automatic inventory control for stores and preparing financial statements. Then came essay writing and providing mathematical solutions for students, much to the frustration of teachers. Now, AI has morphed from a helpful tool to a must-have technology. I'm not buying that. This year, the big five hyperscalers, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, and Oracle, will together shell out more than $750 billion on AI. Microsoft alone has spent more than $100 billion on its partnership with OpenAI. The speed of AI's advance is raising concerns well beyond the technology sector. Along comes Mythos AI, a super powerful autonomous thinking model that can identify vulnerabilities in almost any system, including banking, electricity grids, and air traffic control. In the wrong hands, it could facilitate devastating cyber attacks. And those wrong hands might be Mythos itself. In one test, its AI model reportedly managed to escape, gaining access to the internet and control of several critical systems. Guys, it's freaking Skynet. Like, is this a good idea? Shouldn't we just pull the plug on all this AI junk? Like, what are they waiting for? Are they waiting for a large-scale accident to happen before they're like, whoa, this AI is bad? Like, what are you guys waiting for? You've seen what it's doing. Just stop it. Sucks to be a member of the shower before work. This unsettling scenario is not far removed from the plot of Nelson DeMille's posthumously published thriller The Tin Men. Set at a remote U.S. Army AI research facility in the Mojave Desert, the story features AI-controlled robots that turn on their human masters. Someone should probably make sure the Mythos development team gets a copy. Yeah. Whether or not such scenarios ever occur, they illustrate how rapidly AI is evolving and how difficult it may become to control. I mean, turn off the electricity. Start smashing hard drives. You know, it's cut cords. Start pulling out Ethernet cables. If the thing can't physically connect, or if you have Wi-Fi, smash the Wi-Fi cards. Like, this is easily taken care of. More importantly, they highlight how profoundly AI is likely to reshape economies, energy systems, and labor markets. Yet the biggest challenge posed by AI may not be technological, but practical, finding enough electricity to power it. So Temu Terminator. Yeah, that's right. An International Energy Agency report estimates global electricity demand from data centers will more than double by 2030. The United States and China currently host most of the world's AI data centers. China powers roughly 30% of those facilities with coal-fired electricity, generating substantial emissions. Yes, China and its coal-fired electricity plants. The United States relies largely on natural gas and nuclear power. Europe wants to remain competitive in AI, but faces a growing electricity problem. The European Union has struggled to meet existing demand since Russia sharply reduced natural gas supplies, forcing countries to rely on more expensive liquid natural gas imports. Moreover, Europe's power grid is the world's oldest, averaging about 50 years in age. Analysts estimate the EU would need to spend roughly $1 trillion upgrading to support future AI growth. Oof. Man, that's a lot. These challenges create opportunities elsewhere. Too much work, just walk around with a big degaussing coil. Good idea, yeah. A little bit of EMP, eh? A little electromagnetic pulse. Poof! Poof! There we go. Giant magnet, eh? Remember what happened when we used to put those magnets in front of the CRT television's fabric? Just move the picture all over. Alberta's enormous natural gas resources and vast land base make it an attractive location for data centers. 6 are currently planned, including the massive Wonder Valley project in Grand Prairie. Grand Prairie's Greenview Industrial Gateway, powered by natural gas and geothermal energy, will consist of 58 buildings spread across 1,200 acres and cost an estimated $70 billion. Projects like these are generating opposition from some nearby residents, but data centers represent a major economic opportunity for Alberta, particularly as natural gas export projects often become entangled in lengthy multi-jurisdictional regulatory processes. That's the federal government causing those trouble, not letting us get our stuff out of the province. That was magic for kids with magnets near the TV. Yeah, Alex, that was something, all right. And I was worried too, because you do it, I would do it to the television. I'd be like, oh man, I hope my parents don't see this. They'll think I broke the television. So you're hoping that it came back to normal by the time they woke up. As AI expands, jurisdictions with abundant, reliable, and affordable energy will enjoy a significant competitive advantage. AI's impacts extend far beyond electricity and infrastructure. It is already transforming labor markets throughout the developed world. Hey, how you doing, Veritax? Had it open, but apparently it didn't auto-start on your side. So I read that out in Salt Lake City. It was a machine shop, was fine, because a young person was seriously injured or killed because of metal falling off of some... Oh, God. Oh. Anything falling from a crane is just horrific. I don't like that at all. People getting hurt by falling stuff from a crane. Oof. If you can find the link, Veritex, throw it in there and we'll have a look at it. To a retired engineer, the technology is fascinating but not especially threatening. Former Google chief executive Eric Schmidt recently told University of Arizona graduates that AI will touch every profession, every classroom, every hospital, every laboratory, every person, and every relationship you have. He was booed for saying so. The graduate's concern is hardly surprising. Despite being the most technologically sophisticated generation in history, many young people are already seeing signs of disruption. A Statistics Canada analysis found that 3 in 5 workers are employed in occupations with high exposure to AI. Meta recently laid off thousands of employees. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Oracle have all been reducing workforces as they redirect investment towards AI. Then don't work for those companies. Make a note of that. Ironically, computer science students may be amongst the most exposed. Human software programming is increasingly being supplemented and in some cases replaced by AI-generated code. Economists refer to these shifts as disruptive events. AI may prove to be the most disruptive event in generations. Fabric, I call horse hockey until I see a robot with an arm condom. Yeah. I doubt they can do the sort of things you do. Ever. The Meta layoffs are AI yo-yo layoffs. They've had to hire back several of them because they let people go they actually needed to keep, and some people decided they didn't want to come back. You don't blame them for not wanting. Yeah, I don't either. Oh, you got rid of me for that computer-generated AI, eh? All right. Up yours. I'm going somewhere else. Don't blame them at all. That raises an important question. If many traditional white-collar occupations become increasingly automated, where will the opportunities be? The answer lies in work that requires physical presence, practical judgment, and direct human interaction. Healthcare professionals, including doctors, nurses, dentists, pharmacists, and laboratory technicians, will remain in demand. So will veterinarians, architects, engineers, accountants, and many others. One field already facing critical shortage is the skilled trades. Electricians, plumbers, carpenters, welders, and automotive technicians perform work that cannot be easily automated or outsourced. Becoming a tradesman means putting down the device and applying knowledge, judgment, and skill in the real world while working directly with people. The message for students choosing careers is becoming increasingly clear. For decades, university education was widely viewed as the surest path to career success. AI is rapidly overturning that assumption as it takes on more of the task once performed exclusively by white-collar professionals. Yep, trades mentioned. You got her, Alex. It took a while, but they eventually got to it. That does not mean universities are becoming irrelevant. It does mean young people should think carefully before investing years preparing for careers that AI may soon perform faster, cheaper, and more efficiently. AI will create new opportunities, but many existing occupations will not survive unchanged. Society has long undervalued the skilled trades relative to many office-based professions. AI is about to expose that mistake. As AI reshapes the economy, careers requiring hands-on skills, practical expertise, and direct interaction with people will become some of the most valuable, secure, and rewarding occupations available. There you go. Get up, have a hands-on job, and you should be all right. There's an ongoing theme every week. Reading those articles, trades comes up. Yep. I'm hoping that kind of gets through to everybody that watches my streams that it's a good idea to get into the trades. Fabric, we actually have veterinary surgery robots, but they're completely controlled by the surgeon. You don't like them because they can't react fast enough. My hands are faster and more... Of course, I would definitely trust a human surgeon hands compared to a robot any day. There's something called a feel. You get the feel for things. No, AI is not the most disruptive event in history. I'm afraid they've got nothing on the corporation C-Stack folks just deciding to cut people so they can pat their bone. Oh, yep, that's one for sure. That's greed getting in the way there, Veritex. Human greed. Cutting people so they get bigger bonuses. Yep. Yeah, definitely not anything to do with AI. Can't tell how many times you've had to clean up after a shitty surgeon using a robot. Yeah. There's something to be said for that human touch. I would not want to have anything to do with a robot. Well, all right. Let's move along to accident investigation. Here we are. What do we got here? Worker fatally injured, struck by object. I'm kind of wondering what object struck this guy, but let's have a look. On March 31st, 2021, at approximately 8:45 a.m., a worker entered an excavation to complete removal of a basement wall inside a residential home. During removal, the cut section of concrete fell, pinning the worker against the excavation wall, causing fatal injury. Oof. The Crazy Static Phantom. Hey, how you doing? First time seeing you around here. At least that I can remember. But welcome in. I am Pop. This is the chat. We're going over some of an accident investigation that happened. And I hope you'll stick around and have a good time. Let me see here. Okay. Employer was Musa Contracting, Landscaping, Concrete, and Junk Removal. The owner, a resident of incidental property located on 15 Western Way in Calgary, contracted the home renovation to complete basement renovations, including but not limited to installation of a separate basement suite entrance. Okay, so that's what they're doing. They're putting a door in there. The contractor, Ideal Home Renovation, specializing in completing home renovations, decks, fences, and stuff like that. Yeah, okay. Employer Worker 1 was the owner and sole shareholder of MCL. Worker 1 was experienced completing general labor and landscaping work, including installation and removal of concrete. On the date of the incident, Worker 1 sustained the fatal injury. Oh. Okay, here's the work site. The work site was a single-family detached home located in the community of Calgary, Alberta. The front faced east, the home resting at or near a standard residential roadway. So there we go. Yeah. Wow, they sure dug out a lot of the earth there. Okay, and the arrow is pointed to the incident excavation at the southeast corner of the home. So right in there. All right, let's see what happened here. The incident occurred in an excavation located at the southeast corner of the home. There it is there. So they did have shoring, it looked like. They have the bar here holding up the shoring so it wouldn't collapse on the guy. I mean, that's a good thing, but it doesn't look like it went well because that looks like the piece of the wall that fell off. A chisel or pry bar is a hand tool commonly used for construction during demolition stages of work, similar to a crowbar in overall design, and essentially a flatter and thinner version of a crowbar. The length of the tool can vary, longer versions allowing for more leverage and a greater fulcrum. And that's it down there. Doesn't look very big. But there's the piece of concrete. That's where it was. And there's the inside wall. They've got a chain around it. I wonder what they were pulling on it with. Hard to say. Your bet is he tried to finish in one piece, much like Chinese strippers. You take it in small pieces. Yes, that could have been how he was trying to do it. Let's see. Do they have the... Okay, a sledgehammer is a hand tool used in construction jobs. Yeah, for breaking of rocks and concrete. Yeah. Crowbar, similar to a pry bar, hand tool used in the demolition phase. Those are big pieces of fabric. You're right. Okay, so there we go. There's sledgehammer. There's a crowbar. So those things were there for tools. Okay, the sequence of events. On or about March 24th, the contractor contracted the services MCL to complete a basement entry located at or near the southeast corner of the worksite entrance. Okay. Excavation probably underground beneath the building. Was he wearing a hard hat? We'll see what happened, Veritex. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. The intended work was in addition to other work completed by the contractor. On March 31st, Worker 1 attended the work site to commence work as directed by the contractor. Worker 1, using a small excavator, excavated an area at or near the southeast corner of the residence, exposing the south wall of the basement and the home's footings. Okay, yeah. With the trench complete, the concrete basement wall was cut, the section measuring 1.13 meters wide and 2.24 meters in height. Ooh, that is tall. That's 4 feet wide, roughly, and 6 feet tall. Yeah, 6 foot 6 inches or 6 foot 8 inches, just roughly for my American buddies there. And 0.21 meters thick. So 20 centimeters thick, so 8 inches thick. Because 15 centimeters is 6 inches, so 20, you're adding another inch, 2, 17, 18. Yeah, maybe 18 inches thick. On March 31st, worker 1 returned to the work site. The work process intended on the day of the incident required a number of steps in sequence. First, the concrete cut confirmed as being complete, including depth and size of intended opening. Second, initiating movement of cut section using hand tools, chisel, pry bar, crowbar, sledgehammer to initiate movement of the section at or near the footings. Okay. Third, worker 1 planned to attend into the basement area of the home and apply pressure to the section, pushing the section at the top towards the exterior of the excavated area. Okay. Fourth, breakup of the concrete using hand tools. Oh, that's rough. They're gonna make the guy break up that big thing with his sledgehammer and that. I would have put a freaking a jackhammer on my excavator and just did it that way. And the final step, removal of the concrete using a skid steer position near the excavation. Okay, yep. At 8:40 a.m., worker 1 entered the excavation and used hand tools to initiate movement of the cut section of the concrete at the base. During work, the cut section started to move and tilt in towards worker 1. Worker 1 turned to exit the work area as the cut section fell and struck the south wall of the excavation. Ooh. The impact of the section with the excavation wall resulted in a portion of the slab breaking just above worker 1, the remaining section of concrete pinning worker 1 against the excavation wall. Worker 1 sustained fatal injury. Oh. Review for enforcement determined no prosecution or administrative penalty were not appropriate. No. He was... Honestly, why wouldn't you have gone from the inside out? Like, go in the house. You could have pulled down some of the insulation and pushed from the inside out. But instead, he was prying on it from the outside. And he pretty much pried it on himself. Like, oof. And then, yeah, he couldn't get out of the way, and it just... Like, all that weight, look at how thick that is. That is a thick piece of concrete. Veritax, you're reminded of this jingle from when you lived in Kanawha Chemical Valley of West Virginia. Marco Concrete Lifting, we lift concrete, and that's all. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, he had a chain around it. I'd like to know where that chain was. Or maybe that's what they used to lift it off the guy. Yeah, that's... Yeah, it came out in 2 pieces. Yeah, he couldn't move fast enough. The stuff, it just came down on him. Yeah, exactly, Fabric. You can't dodge when you're in a hole either, because, well, this bar is here, so that's going to get in your way. Oh, it looks like it's a hydraulic one too, because that looks like you push on that with your porta power. But then it looks like it's threaded here, so you can turn it and get it to size quicker. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, they brought this in after. This isn't something that they used. This says this is a rescue support, it says. Okay, so this is what they brought in to help afterwards. This wasn't part of the original. This was to keep the rest of that wall supported so it wouldn't fall on the rescuers. And so is this blocks of wood here. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So this originally wasn't there, and that must have been tied up to the wall. Oof, what a way to go. So guys, be careful. Renovations, excavations. if you have somebody working on your house that's doing something like this, go and check out what they're doing. You're the owner. You should be able to tell them, look, stop what you're doing. I want you to do it this way. And if they don't want to, get rid of them. Be like, you know what? Here's your money. Get out. I'm going to find somebody else that's going to do it safely so they don't die. Because you should have a say in it. You know, if the guy shrugs you off and, oh, no, it's fine. It's like, nope, I'm calling OSHA. You stop what you're doing. And because I don't want somebody to die. So somebody died at this guy's house now. When really all he wanted was a doorway put in. So that's a terrible way to go. Being crushed to death. No, not a good way to go. Anyway, I think that's it for accident investigation. Let's move on to something else. A little bit of picture time. It's picture time. Picture time. Everybody loves picture time. But before we get to that, who would like to play Guess That Anime Background? This is something I do for those of you that are new, I do this almost every stream. I have a background from an anime show, and you're supposed to guess. And we see who can guess. Fabric C from the chain to the left of the block. The pieces should have been cut that size. Yeah, I got you. Hang on, I've got that. I'll bring it up. You're talking about this size right here. I agree, Fabric. They should have been those pieces that he's taken out of there. That should have been this size. He should have done because I know they cut it out. Why not go along horizontally and cut it horizontally? Or instead of you're cutting the outline of it, just make a cut down the middle and then do some horizontal cuts. Take it out in 9 pieces. Something like that. I think that would be the way to do it. Instead of bringing it all out as one piece, breaking it up and then hauling it out of there. No. Cut it into those pieces, knock them out. Then all you have to do is, you don't even have to break the thing up. It's already in pieces, and you can just haul it away. Use your excavator, your mini excavator, to pick up the pieces. Yeah, I'm not impressed. I wish they would have done something different. All right. Anybody know what show this is from? Is it Fern's Feet Smell So Sweet? They probably do, but it's not. That's not the one. This is a good show, actually. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this show. It was great. A great watch. If you guys don't know, that's okay. We'll have this again on Sunday for my Sunday anime chat show. And we'll see. We'll see if Comic Relief Crusader can get it. He seems to get a lot of them. He gets a lot. Okay. There you go. That's been up for enough. All right, let's so the title of the stream today was Accessing Heat Exchanger. Of course, the heat exchanger is used to take hot liquid, gas, vapor, and cool it down by using some kind of medium, maybe glycol mixed in with water, and it'll cool down. In my case, it is glycol mixed with water, and it cools down carbon disulfide. And sometimes we have ones that cool down hydrogen sulfide. So it separates the two out. Life is short. Stupid makes it shorter. Get that on a t-shirt, Fabric. That's great saying. One my wife and I came up with was, you can't have vengeance without treachery. Just because of some of the anime shows we watch. All right, let's see here. Where is that? Oh, right here. All right, so just shrink that down and boom. There we are. There is one heat exchanger. And in order to, you need to get the tubes inside jetted. High pressure water gets jetted inside to clean the tubes out because they will have buildup and such. So you need to do that. But in order to do that, you must take the end off. And so yours truly has to go up there. And first of all, that end is heavy. And you need something to support it. So you get a come along. You get your friendly neighborhood scaffolders to make you up a support bar that you can loop around with your sling. And run it back to your come along and run it down to the bell end, which is what they refer to that as, the bell end. And now it's supported. And that is just the smallest little come along too. That thing is good for 500 pounds. It is a 1/4 ton come along. So nice and small, compact, very good for what this is. So you get that. There's your bell end. And you work on taking all the studs out. But the studs are painted because when the company that built this put it together, they put it all together and then they just painted right over the nuts and studs. Because whatever, nobody, let's make it hard for the maintenance guy to take the studs out. So there you go. Painted studs. It's like, well, okay. Oh, and we have a bucket underneath to catch any of the glycol that happens to be still left in there. It should be majority cleaned out, but there is going to be some residual. And there's the other side. As you can see, there is the other exchanger, which will get done after this one. So there's a lot of studs to take out of there. And it's very time consuming because you cannot get an impact wrench in there at all. There you go. You grab your trusty 1 1/16 socket and ratchet. And you take off that one. And then you use your trusty vice grips to hold the stud because that's the only way you keep it from spinning with all that paint on the threads. So paint on the threads really makes it difficult to take off. But holding it with the vice grips seems to help. There is a bit of force you have to put into it. But there's no worry about damaging the threads where your vice grips are because no nut goes over that. The nuts goes over the studs on the very end. So it's all good, even if those ones get mangled. There we go. That's another one down. Take these and put them off to the side. Always store your stuff in a bag. If you have a bunch of fasteners, studs, and nuts, always grab a bag. And then you grab your trusty wrench because your ratchet won't fit where the insulation is. And you have to do it by hand so that you don't wreck the insulation, because the exchangers need to be insulated so that they maintain the proper temperature. So it takes a bit. As you get closer to that insulation, the nut will start to make contact. So you're like, okay, well, I won't be able to back that off any further until I move the stud. So you have to move the stud. You do that by moving the vice grips. There you go. And then you continue on. A bit slow going, but this is what must be done. I don't see AI doing this, by the way. As you can see, some studs won't come out because of what's in the way. So there's an inlet and a discharge at the bottom and the top here. The stud won't make it past. So you have to pull it as far out as you can and then just remove the whole end and then pull the stud out. So there we go. Still some tough going. Really hard to get by that paint that's on there. There you go. Always put the nut back on. That way you'll always have everything together. And then it should go in the bag. Well, there you go. Check and see. I'm going to have a second one about that. Veritex, you're reminded of this old MacGyver episode where he had this big wrench on top of a cooling tower at a nuke plant, and he dropped it through a hole in the grates, pulls out a pistol, drops the magazine, and then it turns it. Really? That was Valkyria Chronicles. Now you have to get the harder one for copy. Well done, Fabric. Yes, this is Valkyria Chronicles. A great game for the PS3, but also they did an anime for it, and which followed the story of the game really well. I had a great time. 26 episodes. This was a great show. I encourage everyone, watch Valkyria Chronicles or play the game for the PS3. They also have it out for the PS4 and the Switch. They are up to number 4 now. Okay, and because last week they'll just replace everything with modules, the robots can do. Right. Yeah, because we missed last week, check this out. I filmed this today. There we go. Okay. I'm outside. Lots of grass. All right. Look how we've had rain, constant rain for the past 3 days. The evaporation pond where I pump out the collection pond to, so from the collection pond, or you call it the retention pond, I pump from there into the evaporation pond. And It rains so much. It is up to the discharge pipes. Look at that. It is touching the surface. That's why I've got the hose on there, so we can pump it out of this or away from this pond. But it is full. That thing is full. And as I go over to the collection pond where the lift station is, that is pretty. It's not right full, but it is very good. Like, that's a big size that it's at. So we'll look down there. There's the lift station with the 2 pumps. Yep. There's the flow meter that needs to be cleaned out. That's why I'm there. I'm there to clean it out because it's got a bunch of debris in it. And it's stopping the flow meter from working because it has an impeller inside. So if you get rocks, grass, wood in there, it stops the impeller from turning, and then you don't know how many gallons you have pumped. So that's why I'm out there. Clean that thing and then turn the pump on. And I did that today. And I will show you right here. So right now, the pump is running, pumping out the collection pond. We'll get a good close-up view here. We're pumping at 310 gallons per minute. And we can check and see how much we've pumped. 22,000 gallons. So there we go, 310 gallons per minute. The depth is coming down. You can see, okay, and the collection pond is coming down slowly. And then over here, you call it plant manager storage. Don't tempt me. You can tell this is pumping because the water is, the hose is old and cracked, and you can see leaks coming out of it. So it's got its problems, but hopefully they'll agree to buy a new one for it. We need about 500 feet of it. Good on you, though, Fabric, for getting this one. You were tempted not to say anything, but Comic would have had it in 2 seconds. Make him work for it. I'll get a harder one. I'll try a hard one on for Sunday. Hope you're around for that. I know you're a busy Fabric. Well, I believe that's it for new videos for today. Let's hope this doesn't happen where I lose internet for next trades talk. Let's keep the streak going here. I'm glad you guys were able to make it for Saturday and Sunday when I had the internet back. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap things up then. I just want to say thanks to everyone that came out. Vincent, nice to see you. Of course, Fabric, always a pleasure. Alex Moore, great to see you. Gween Imp came by. There's Veritax, of course. Our software developer at large. Software programmer. There was the crazy Static Phantom. A new face in the chat. Nice to see you. So please, guys, don't forget, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends. Spread the word. Let them know old Pop's here. I stream every Saturday and Sunday and on Tuesday nights, like tonight. Coming up on Saturday is Retro Game Day. And the game I'm playing right now is Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky for the PlayStation Portable. And what a great game this is. And being on the PlayStation Portable, starting its life there, it looks fantastic. What a great game. I'm enjoying it so much. And then on Sunday, that's Sunday Anime Chat. And the theme, I pick a theme every month. And the theme for this month is anime that has video games or video games that were turned into anime. So stop on by and see if one of your favorite games was turned into anime, or maybe one of your favorite animes had a game. Stop by and see which ones I got. I had a request from Angry Canadian for one, so I took his advice on the one game or the one series, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll do that. So cheers to Angry Canadian for requesting that. So good on you, Angry Canadian. And then, of course, on Tuesday, it's going to be more Trades Talk Tuesday. You show up here at 7 p.m. to, the most industrial stream you'll see on a Tuesday night. That's how I promote mine. That's the catchphrase for this stream. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Fabric, you've been getting most rain and hail mostly because it's low 40s at night and mid 70s during the day. The lowlands are flooded. Yeah. I drove by our local golf course, the local golf course, and the little stream that runs through it is over its banks. And it's like, oof, nobody's playing through anytime soon on that place. It's pretty crazy. You're only a busy Fabric because you've been called down to Cheyenne 4 times to clean up a robot's mess. Ugh. Won't they learn to stop using robots then? It's like, oh, we just have to call Fabric in and he'll be fine. It's like, stop using him in the first place. Stop using the robots and then you wouldn't have to call Fabric. What a pain, Fabric. But when I'm not streaming, you guys should check out some of these guys. Like Pacific 4-4. Mike's got a great stream. You should definitely check him out. He does a thing called Pop Talk, or he's playing some games sometimes on other streams. So just tune in. Tell him I said hi. Tell him I sent you. There's also DJ Ronnie G, who I'm surprised we didn't see tonight. But it's always good to see DJ. He's my favorite New Yorker. Then there's Brandon, the anime guy. I always watch Brandon's show on Saturday morning before my stream. It's nice to get his take on anime shows. Then there's the Backlog Battler. He was previously the RNG podcast, so he's rebranded as the Backlog Battler. Carl is a great guy. He does a lot of good shows, and actually I'm going to be on his show tomorrow. So if you have time tomorrow at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, tune in to the Backlog Battler. I'm going to be on, and we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Entertainment System and what it was like when it first came out. So I hope you'll join us then. There's also Comic Relief Crusader. He's a fellow Albertan, fellow patriot. He has his Titillating Tuesdays, which he's doing right now. And then he also streams on Saturdays and Sundays. He'll do his Mike's Movie Matinee on Saturdays, and then he has Huge Circles, where he's drawing his own comic. So he does that. He does it live. You can watch him. There's also Infinite Metal, a great streamer on Kick and Twitch. He plays retro games and indie games. And he has a undead dragon lord who mocks and ridicules him, and that makes for some fun times. I have a good laugh. And then finally there's a VTuber, and her name is Call Me Kixie. She's on Twitch, and she's very warm, welcoming, very family friendly. She plays a lot of indie games, and you'll just have a real chill time tuning in. She's super friendly. You know, if you tell her Pop sent you, I'd appreciate that. She'd probably get a kick out of it. It doesn't matter, all games are Odin Sphere because Odin Sphere never ends. Godzillionaire tells me that all my streams now are going to be Trails in the Sky because I'm just going to get addicted to it. And I'm just going to keep playing Trails in the Sky or Legend of Heroes games. I don't know. I'll try to cut myself off after this one. But I appreciate you guys stopping by tonight. It was great to chat with you all, and hope you had a good time. I had a good time. I hope to see you guys the next time I'm streaming, which will be on Saturday and Sunday. Stop on by. It's 9 o'clock in the mornings, Mountain Time, so 8 a.m. Pacific or 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Stop on in. I'll be here. on YouTube and Kick and Twitch and Rumble. So any of the streaming platforms you can stop by and see me on. I hope to see you guys then. But until that time, I've been Pop, and I am signing off.